Hi, I'm Rebecca Fetzer. I'm the Executive Director here at Susannah's House. I want to introduce you today to a wonderful young woman named April. April came to us literally from the streets. April has a wonderful story that we want to share with you today.
Hi, I'm April. I am 33 years old. I have two children, a 7-year-old and a 13-year-old, and I'm happily married for the last 5 years. When I was growing up, I grew up in a very Christian home. We went to church 3 times a week. We were in Girl Scouts. We volunteered a lot in the community. My dad was an over-the-road truck driver who always supported the family, but he may not have been there a lot. My mom was involved in PTA and all the extra things. I had a fantastic childhood growing up. I had a younger sister, and it was us 3, and it was a fantastically nurturing, supportive environment. When I was 20, I had my son, who's now 13, and his dad and I did not stay together, but I worked at a doctor's office, a very well-known doctor's office here in town. It was me and my son versus the world. I worked a lot, and he went to daycare a lot, and I supported him, and we paid for our own apartment. We had all the things going on that a single mom and a son needed. We were self-sufficient and very happy. My husband and I got together. We had actually known each other since 3rd grade, and life brought us back together. And we started dating, and shortly after found out we were pregnant with my now 7-year-old. After having him, I found out I have scoliosis, and the back pain from having my son that second time around, that was intense. My husband had already kicked a pain pill habit years before we got together, and him just trying to be new to a relationship, new to a baby, things like that he had never experienced before. He's like, "Sweetie, I don't want you to be in pain." And that very small change shifted our life. The pain pill habit quickly took off, as you can imagine, especially with 2 adults. We were still working and had our apartment and things like that, but things were slowly starting to deteriorate. And so after we lost custody of both of the children, quickly self-guilt and anger and resentments and fear set in, and my husband and I both separately and together downward spiraled very quickly. We were homeless on the streets of Merchants in that area for over a year. I had never been in legal trouble before. I ended up in jail 4 times because I would not steal from a person, but I would steal from a store really quick. Stealing from a person just felt wrong. Stealing from a store, oh, they've got insurance, it's okay. Coming back from that, I had a warrant still at Christmas time. I got arrested the end of January. I sat in jail and was like, what am I gonna do different? What do I want? What steps am I gonna take to get to what I want? Because saying you want your children back is totally different than getting released from jail off the paddy wagon and going right back to the drug scene. If that's the case, you really don't want your children back. You just miss them. There's a difference, and that's okay, but there is a difference. My probation officer actually is the one that first recommended Susannah's House. She said, I want you to call them. It's long-term. It's amazing. This is what you need. You need a new family to understand where you've been and to help propel you forward. Here at Susannah's House, I was assigned a individual therapist, and then we do classes 3 days a week. And that has been the structure I needed, the get up and go, rather than just laying all week on the couch, binge watching TV, just all wallowing in my self-depression and self-guilt and shame and anger, and I don't know where to start. That was even during the height of Corona and quarantining and everything, we still met 1 day in person, 1 day on Zoom. And we still had our one-on-one sessions, and so that was huge. For me, it's so important for me to be able to be willing and able to be transparent in where I've been, what I've been through, what I've seen and experienced, and be able to, like I said, be transparent with that, because so many people think, well, nobody understands, nobody gets it, nobody's been through this before, but that's not the case. I want to make other people aware of what I've been through, because somebody somewhere is like, oh, I've been in that position. I've been in those shoes. She knows what I've been through. She's felt that same pain. She's felt that same hunger. She's felt that same cold. She's felt that same depression. So if me, by sharing my story, is going to help somebody else say, well, I'm not alone. Somebody else out there does get it. They understand me. That makes them a little bit more comfortable to, well, if she's been through where I'm at, and look at what she's gotten, look how much she's progressed, look how much clean time she's got her family back, there's hope for them. There's a life after addiction, and it's amazing. There's a life after homelessness, and it's amazing. There's a life after losing your children, a life of getting them back that's absolutely amazing. And everybody out there deserves that. And it's not that you're a bad person. It's maybe in that time of life you were surviving. Don't punish yourself for what you did to survive, because you survived to get to this point. And now things can change to where you're not just surviving anymore, you're living. And that's a whole different world. And it's so much better, I promise.